Welcome. I am Dr. Shravan Kumar Yadav, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence, SR University, Warangal, Telangana, India. Okay, so we'll discuss today lecture 6. Okay, in lecture 6, we'll discuss about the conditional statement. In the conditional statement, I will discuss here if, else, elif statement, nested conditional statements. Okay, so today we'll enter into the conditional statement, that is control flow. Okay, now coming to the overview. Okay, so control flow statement are a fundamental programming language components, okay, that allow the developer to control the order of the instructions that are executed in the programs. Okay, means whatever you are writing, whatever the programmer is writing the program, you have to, the programmer have to control in it. So that matter we have to give the flow control. Okay, they enable the execution of a block code multiple times, execute a block of codes based on the condition, terminate or skip the execution of certain line of a code, etc. So they, what they will do, they will run the multiple codes time by time, and execute the code when the condition is going to terminate, when the condition is going to skip. Okay, so what are the flow control flow, what are the different type of flow control? The different type of flow control are the conditional statement. Okay, if you see here, I written conditional statement. Okay, so what are the things we discuss? First is conditional statement, next is the transport statement, and next is the iterative statement. Okay, so in the conditional statement we discuss about the if else, if elif. Okay, now nested if else. Okay, after that we go for the break, continue, then pass. Okay, after that iterative statement will go for the for, while. Okay, so these things we'll discuss here in all this lesson. Okay, now conditional statement. The conditional statement is nothing, it's a different path based on the outcome of the conditions. Means writing a program to do different tasks, okay, for different path. Okay, so usually the statement in a program are executed one after another. So however there are situations when you have more than one options to choose. Okay, based on that outcomes on certain condition, we are going to choose the conditional statement. This can be done using the if else, elif, or nested. Okay, so if statement, if control statement. Python supports the usual logic condition from mathematics. Okay, what are the conditions, what are the conditional statement for Python? For mathematically equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, and greater than or equal to. Okay, this condition can be used in several, okay, ways, mostly in if the if statement and the loop statement. Okay, so all these things we'll discuss here, okay, one by one. Okay, so in the conditional statement, first we discuss about the if statement. Okay, if statement. What is the if statement? So if statement, in a conditional statement, if the if statement, the additional block of the code emerges as else statement without perform when the condition is true. So if you see that written as syntax if statement. Okay, now the if first you have to write the if, after that we have to give the condition. If we give the condition means after if we have to give the some condition in the bracket. Okay, after that we have to terminate the functions, terminate the if conditions. Okay, condition we have to terminate like that, semicolon, like colon, you have to give the colon. Okay, now when it is true, okay, when it is true, this block will be get executed. Okay, so if you see that syntax, okay, if you go to see the syntax, okay, the syntax of if is, okay, first statement to execute. Okay, first we have to give the statement of to execute. After that we have to give the condition is true. Okay, conditional statement, when the condition is true, then you have to give some statement. Suppose that I am giving one example to you. Okay, that example, if 10 greater than 5. Okay, if 10 greater than 5 means the first we have written the if, after that we have given the condition. What is condition I given? After the if, I have given the condition 10 greater than 5. This is a condition. After that, we are giving the that is column, that is terminating the condition here. Okay, now after that we are going to the, and after we are coming to the body part of the if. Okay, this is the body part of the if. Print 10 greater than 5. Now what do you want to print? If the condition is true, then it will print 10 greater than 5. Okay, print program ended. Okay, print program ended. So when the condition, suppose that when the condition is true, yes, condition is true, 10 greater than 5. Okay, 10 is greater than 5. So this statement, this body statement will going to execute or run. Okay, it will print 10 greater than 5 and program ended. Okay, so if you see the flow chart, if you see to the flow chart, okay, what is the first is start. Okay, start. You remember the, I think, start. Okay, start, what is the start, and what is the, I think, expressions you have to draw the flow chart. Okay, you have to remember the samples of it. Okay, the start, if you see that, first we have to go to start. After that we have to write the expressions. Okay, after that, if the condition is true, if the condition is true, then this part, this statement is going to run. Statement in the if branch will be run, and the statement in the if branch will be run. After that, program will be going to stop. Okay, in this way we are running the conditional statement of if. Now coming to the now coming to some examples. Okay, now we come to examples. Okay, if statement, only if statement example. Okay, now I'm giving the one variable age. I'm giving one variable age equal to int. Int means integer data type. Now I'm taking input int input. Now enter your age. Now I give this message will display in the display box. Okay, now I'm giving the condition if. Now I'm giving the variable that what the input we have taken age. We have taken the age. So age, if the what age, whatever the input taken in, that will be put it into age, and the age, now I'm giving the condition if age greater than equal to 18. If the age is greater than equal to 18, okay, means we are giving the condition that 18 greater than equal to 18. After that we are terminating the what conditions. Now I'm going to print eligible to vote. Now I'm going to print the eligible to vote. So if you see that, if you see, okay, if you see, it will give the error. Okay, because we have not given here what space here. After the if and conditions, print should be at space line, some space you have to give it in the next line. Okay, so now the enter your age. Someone has came, user has given 19, so the output is came eligible to vote. Now given the, it is eligible to vote. Okay, in this way the if condition is going to run. Now shorthand. Okay, now what is shorthand? Okay, so how can you write the shorthand of if statement? Okay, so what is in one line? If condition, after that statement. If condition, if, after that you have to write the condition and you have to terminate the condition. Okay, in same line you have to give the statement. Okay, like that I am taken I equal to 15. What again? I equal to 15. Now in one line if statement, on one line if statement. If and if I greater than 11, if I is greater than 11. Okay, after that we are terminating the condition. Now I am going to print I is greater than 11. I is greater than 11. So what is the value of I? I value is 15. I value is 15. So if 15 greater than 11, okay, condition is true, then it is going to print what? I is greater than 11. Now it will give the output of the program is that I is greater than 11. I is greater than 11. So in the shorthand, written in the shorthand, what you have to give in the same line, if after that condition you have to give the what termination line after that statement. So it is the shorthand to write the program. Okay, shorthand is very necessary. Suppose that if you are programmed, if you are developer, if program developer, if you are, then you have to run the I think about shorthand. Okay, now coming to the conditional statement of if else statement. Now I'm coming to the if else statement. If completed, now I'm going to the if else condition. This statement is used when the both the true and false part are given. This statement is used when the true and the false condition are given and specified. Okay, so both true and false should be there. Okay, so what are the things? Both true and the false condition should be there. When the condition is true, the statement inside the block of if will be get executed. If the condition is false, then the statement outside the block, okay, outside the block if block is executed. Mean that if the condition is true, then the if statement block is going to execute. Otherwise it will executed outside the block. Okay, if you see the syntax, if you want to see the syntax, yes, if you see the syntax, now I'm giving the if condition. Okay, if, now I'm giving the condition. Okay, if after that condition, then we're going the colon to terminate the condition. Now I'm going to execute this block. Okay, run it. The block will be run if the condition is true. Okay, the condition is true. If the condition is true, then this body statement will be going to run. Else, otherwise, else execute this block. Okay, if the condition is false, the condition is false. Okay, so here also I have given if else statement. If then after that condition, then we are giving in column. Now it will be true. If the statement is true, then this block statement will be going to executed. Otherwise it will comes to the false. It will comes to the false part, that is else. Okay, else part. If the condition is false, then it comes to the else part. Okay, this block will be get executed, means else statement block will be get executed. Okay, so if you see that block diagram, okay, start, then expressions. After that, if the condition is true, then the if statement body will be start, okay, executed. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then outside the if, means the else branch will be going to run or executed. Okay, after that stopped. Okay, now see the example. Okay, now see the example. Okay, if else statement. Okay, if else statement executes the statement inside, okay, if the condition, okay, if the condition is true, if the condition is true, otherwise executed the statement inside the else statement. Okay, it will be already told in previous slide that when the condition is true, when the if condition is true, then it will run the statement inside the if. Otherwise it will run else statement part. Okay, so here one small program is there. Program to subtract smaller number from the larger number. What is the program? Program to subtract smaller number from a longer number, that is larger number, and display the difference. So first we have to take the two variables. Okay, two variables we have to take it, that is num1 variable and the num2 variables. Okay, now I'm taking two variables num1 and the num2 variable. Now I'm taking the int integer data type. I'm taking what? Int integer data. Now I'm taking input. Input means to take the input from the user side. Now I'm tell the widget to enter the first number. Okay, in num2 I'm taking int input. Okay, enter the second number. Okay, we're going to ask from the user to give the second number. Now I'm giving the condition if num1 is greater than num2, if the num1 value is greater than num2, then we will give the difference. Then we will give the difference equal to num1 minus num2. Means we have num1 is greater, so we have to take num1 first, then we have to take num2 second. Okay, else it will comes to difference dif. Okay, now else means after that, as num2 is greater, num2 minus num1. Okay, if the condition is true, num1 is greater than num2, that is minus num1 minus num2. Else who is greater? Num2 is greater. Okay, so I'm writing num2 minus num1. Now I'm going to take the result. So you have to give the use the print function. What function? Print function. the difference of this message will come. This is a whatever written in the double quotes already told, it will be going to print as it is. Okay, now after that we take the num1, whatever put it in num1 it will going to print. Okay, whatever you're taking the input in the num1 it will be displayed here. Now this is also a message. Now whatever you taken in num2 it will be going to display here. Each is also message. Now DIF means output is stored in the DIF. Okay, DIF means the difference. The output is stored in the difference. Whatever the output will come to in the difference. So here the enter the first number, it is written with 10. Okay, now enter the second number, it is written 15. So check num1 value is 10. Okay, num1 value is 10 and the num2 value is 10. Check if num1 that is 10 greater than num2 15. Is 10 greater than 15? No, condition is not true. So this it will not come to this part. It will not come to the if statement. So it will come to the else part. It will come to the else part. So it will come to the else part means df num2. Okay, num2 value is 15. What is num1 value? 10. 15 minus 10, how much? 5. Okay. Now coming to the shorthand. Okay, now coming to the shorthand, how can you write the program in a shorthand? Else if. Okay, so if you see that, okay, I'm taking a equal to 3 and b equal to 5. Now I'm going to in the same one line print. Okay, print this message. Print is due to take the output. Print this is message a. Okay, this is a message which is going to display in the display box a. Okay, if a greater than b, if the, now I'm giving the condition. What condition? If, now I'm giving the condition a greater than b, else print, else print b. Okay, if the condition a greater than b, then it will print a, it will print a if the a greater than b, else it will part, else it will print and it will give the output as a b. Okay, now if you see that here example, second example, single line if else statement within three condition, within the three condition. Okay, now I'm taking a equal to 3 and b equal to 5. Now I'm going to take the output print a is greater than, a is greater, a is greater, when a is greater, if a is greater than b, if the condition is a greater than b. Okay, so it will print a greater. Okay, else, else print, else print what, a and b are equal. Okay, else it print what, else it print a greater, a and b are equal. If, now second condition, if a equal to b, if a equal to b, else print b is greater, else b is greater. So the three condition is there. First, it print a is greater if the condition, if the condition is if a greater than b. Okay, okay, else, else condition. Now else it will print a greater than, a and b are equal, a and b are equal if the condition a equal to b. Okay, after that we are taking else. After we taken else, print, print b is greater, print b is greater. Okay, so three conditions we have taken within the if and else condition. So in a same line, in a one single line, we are going to do the if else statement, if else conditions. Now coming to the here nested if. Okay, what is nested if? Okay, nested if statement is nothing if the statement can be, if the statement can be also checked inside the other if statement. This condition, this statement is called nested, means the what, means the condition inside the condition, means if inside the if. Okay, if you are writing if condition, after that another if is inside that, that is called nested if. Okay, so if you see that here already I written there, this means that inner of the condition will be checked. Okay, this means that the inner of the condition will be checked if the outer of the if condition is true. When the outer condition is true, then it will going to the inside the part. We can see the example of the condition. Okay, now if you check the syntax. Okay, first I written if, after that written condition 1 and colon. Okay, it execute when the condition is, when the condition 1 is true. Okay, it will, if the condition is true, then it execute this condition. Now it will go check the next condition if. Now if inside the if. Now I'm giving second condition. I'm giving the second condition with semicolon with colon. Now I'm going to execute this block when the condition 2 is true. Okay. Now if the block, now here block is ended here. Okay. Now if block is ended here, means here the block is going to end it. Okay. So means if inside the if. Okay. If inside the if means if one time you return the if condition, after that again another time we are writing the if condition. Okay. So this condition 2 will be run if the condition 1 is true. If the condition 1 is true, then condition 2 is going to execute. Otherwise, if the condition 1 is false, then condition 2 is not going to execute. Okay. Now, if you see the flow chart, okay, if you see that flow chart, okay, test expression is there. Okay, if it true, then it's going to print the result. If the false, then it is going to the nested expressions. Okay, here also two conditions is true and false. Okay, after that if true, then it will going to print the result. If the false, then it is going to check the results. Now check the examples of nested if statement. Okay, so first example I'm taking nested if statement. Now I'm taking one num equal to 10. What I'm taking, num1 equal to 10 means num1 to num1 10, num1 value I'm taking 10. Now if num1, I'm giving the condition, first condition, this is condition, this is condition, this is condition 1, this is condition 1, so this is condition c1. Okay, so I'm giving the condition if, okay, num1 greater than 5. If num1 greater than 5, print bigger than 5. It will print bigger than 5. Again I giving next condition, that is condition number c2. Okay, that I'm giving c2 condition. Okay, so it will be run when the condition 1 is true. So what is the num value? 10. So it will check num, that is 10 greater than 5. 10 greater than 5, yes, condition c1 is true. Then it will come to in this line. Okay, it will print bigger than 5, bigger than 5. Again it will comes to the condition 2. When the condition is 1 is true, then it comes to the statement part. After that again they have seen that another statement, another statement there. It will check num value 10. 10 greater than 10. 10 is greater than equal to 15. 10 is greater than equal to 15. No, 10 is less than equal to 15. 10 is less than equal to 15. Yes, 10 is less than equal to 15. And condition 2 is also true. If the condition true, c is also true, c2 is also true, then it comes to the body statement of the conditional 2. So it will print the, it will print it will print between 5 and 15. It will print 5 and 15. Okay, it will print 5 and 15. Now coming to the example 2. Okay, so I'm taking here num equal to 8. Now I'm taking, now condition is given, first condition c1. First condition c1 is given. Okay, what condition c1 is given? If num greater than equal to 0, if the num value is greater than equal to 0, again I give next condition, that is condition what, c2. Again c2 condition is given. Okay, so 62 condition, then it is going to print 0, else it will print positive number, else it print negative numbers. Okay, so what happened, if you see that I'm taking num equal to 8. Okay, so it will check the first condition. What the first condition? It will take 8 greater than equal to 0. Num value 8, 8 greater than equal to 0. Yes, condition 1 is true. Then it will comes to the next, again this again come to the next if condition. Okay, if now num equal to 0, is the value num, if the condition true is true, that is 8 equal to 0. No, condition 2 is not correct, so it will not come to here. It will not print, it will not print what, 0. It will comes to the else part. It will comes to the else part. It will comes to the else part, and it will print what, it will print the positive number. It will print the positive number. It will print the positive number. Okay, so it will print the positive number. Suppose that if you taken num equal to, suppose you taken num equal to -1. Suppose I taken num equal to, I'm taking num equal to taken I -1. Okay, suppose you taken num equal to -1. So condition, it will check the first condition. First condition it will check, okay, c1, that is first condition check num1, that is -1. -1 greater than 0. No, one C1 is not correct, means C1 condition is not correct, means num1 value minus 1 is not greater than equal to, so it will not come to this if, it will not come to this if, it will come out and it will comes to the else part. What is the else part of this? What is the else part of this? This is this if else is here, this if conditions else is here, so it will comes to the, if this if is not correct, if it will not come into this body part, it will comes to the else part, it will comes to the else part of this if, so it will print what? Negative number, it will print negative number. Okay, now coming to the elif, now coming to the elif. Okay, elif not in nothing, it's a short form of else. So if elif is a shortcut of else if, it is shortcut of if else. Okay, if else then. So while using the if elif statement at the end, else block is added. So we have to add it at the end of the, at the, if you are using the elif, if you are using the elif statement, the at the end you have to use the else block. You have to use at the end, you have to use the else block, which is performed if none of the above elif statement is true. Okay, if the none of the above elif statement is true, then it comes to the else block. So what is the syntax? First if, then we have to write the conditions, then we have to go in the statement, if statement. Okay, body of the if statement. Now after that we are going to elif, 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 then we will give the condition, then then the statement part of the elif. After that, sometime we write elif, elif, elif. Okay, how many times you are writing, you can write it elif. Okay, because it's short form of else. Now at the last you write the else and the statement of the else part. So if you see that here, okay, that is if, then condition, if condition is true, then if the condition is true, then it will execute this block, this block is going to execute. If the condition is not true, if the condition is false, it comes to the else condition, it comes to the else condition. Okay, if this block, this if this elif is also not correct, is not what? True, then it comes to the else part, then it come to the else part, it will execute the else block statement, it will execute the else block statement. So see that flow diagram, flow chart. Okay, flow chart of the else if. Okay, this is a flow chart of else if. You can see this is like a statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. Okay, like that expression is true. Okay, if the statement 2 is not true, that no, then it comes to the statement 1. If that, then another is not true, then it comes to statement 2, like that. Okay, now coming to the examples. Okay, now I'm giving the elif example, elif. Okay, elif example. Now what is the program? Check whether number is positive, negative, or zero. Write a program to check a number is positive, negative, or zero using the elif condition, using the elif condition. So what you have to give? First you take the variable, you have to take the variable number, you have to take the variable number equal to int, means integer data type. Input, we take the user, from the user, enter a number, it will display in the box to enter a number. Now some user came and he had entered the number. Okay, now we have given the condition if what the number has been stored in the number, it is going to check number is greater than 0. If the number is greater than 0, then it print number is positive. Okay, if the number is greater than 0, it will print the number is positive. Otherwise, elif if the number is less than 0, if the number is, second condition, if the number is less than 0, then it will print is you to would take the output, print number is negative. Else, now I'm going to the else, means at the end of the elif condition I'm going to the else part, I'm going to else number is 0, else number is 0. So suppose that someone has came and it is written enter number, in place of enter number it is written -4. -4 means it will check if the number is greater than 0. First condition will check if the number is greater than 0. No, because condition is 1 is not true, because number is -4. So it comes to the elif, again it comes to the elif, after the if it comes to the else if elif part. Okay, again in the elif part we will check, is the number less than 0, means minus 4 is less than 0. Yes, yes, minus 4 is less than 0. So it will print what? Number is negative. It will print number is negative. Okay. Now nested if, okay, like that, nested if. So I'm giving here price equal to int input, enter a price. Okay, enter a price equal to int input, enter a price. Now I'm taking out the quantity. Second, I'm taking quantity equal to int integer data type. I'm taking the input from the user. Now I'm taking the enter the quantity. Okay, two input we have taken, two variables and two input we have taken. Now I'm taking amount equal to, what? Price into quantity. Okay, what is the amount? Price, how many price per quantity, price into number of quantity. Okay, now I'm taking if condition. If amount is greater than what? 100. If the what is the value of amount, means price into the quantity. Okay, amount is come as a price into the quantity. Price is taken from the user side and quantity is also taken from the user side. Now this amount, we taken amount equal to price into the quantity. Now if given the condition, if amount is greater than what? 200. Okay, again I am taking the condition, if condition, next condition. Okay, if amount is greater than 1000. If the amount is greater than 200, okay, in that also I am taking one condition, if amount is greater than 1000. Okay, then it will print the amount is greater than 1000. Now I'm taking L, and condition you are taking the else. Okay, else if the amount is greater than equal to 800. If the amount is greater than equal to 800, now I'm going to print the amount is between 800 and 1000. 800 and 1000. Sorry, this is else if. It is not a, it will come as a else if. Okay, else if, please correct it, else if. Okay, else if amount is greater than equal to 800, then it will print the amount is between 800 and 1000. Now another if else I taken, else elif, if the amount is greater than equal to 600. If the amount is greater than equal to 600, then it will print the amount is between 600 and 1000. Okay, now at the last we have taken the else, print the amount is between what? 400 and 100. Elif, now I'm taking elif condition. At the elif amount equal to 200, then it print amount is 200. Okay, amount is 200. So we have taken else, means in the nested form. We have taken if, nest, else if, then we taken else if. Okay, means it's a nested. What? How can you say that it's a nested if? Means we are taking inside in conditional in condition. Okay, inside one condition we're taking another condition. So what? We take the output, enter the number, enter the price. So we taken what? 40. Now enter the amount, we taken 10. Now if, now what is the amount of, what is the amount value? Amount value is what? Price into quantity, that 40 into 100. So the amount, what is, for 400. So if you see that first condition is not true, first condition is true. Okay, the amount is greater than 200. Okay, so it will comes to here, again it will come to the if statement. Now if the amount is greater than what? 1000, but here condition is not true. Second, it will comes to here, else if amount is greater than equal to 800. No, here also not condition is true. Now it comes to this else part. This will say, now the amount is greater than 600. No, it is not true. Else if, else if, okay, else if it comes to the else part, print the amount is between what? 400 and 1000. So it will print 400 and 1000. Now coming to this else statement. Okay, write a program, write a Python program, okay, that check you are eligible to vote or not. Okay, before previous lecture I discussed about this thing. Okay, so I'm taking age equal to int input, enter your age. Now I'm taking the condition, if age is greater than equal to 18. If the age, if, now I'm giving the condition age, that is input taken from the user side, age greater than equal to 18. Okay, so it will print the output, it will print, okay, output that you are eligible, you are eligible, you are eligible to vote. Okay, and it will print the age also, it will print the age also. Now if the age is not greater than equal to 18, it will comes to the else part. It will print you are not eligible to vote. Okay, so when you get you ask the user asks enter your age, so user has given 38. Now it will check the condition. If the age, that is 38, greater than equal to 18, 38 greater than equal to 18, yes, condition is true, then it will comes to statement part of the if, then it will print you are eligible to vote and age means 38. Okay, no, write a program, write a Python program that compare the two number a b, okay, and print the result which is bigger or equal. So I'm taking two number a equal to and b. Okay, a equal to taken I mean int, enter the first number, and I'm taken b equal to enter second number. Now using the condition if a greater than b, if the condition if a is greater than b, okay, then it will print a is bigger than a is a bigger number. Okay, now I'm taking elif. After that you're taking the elif. Okay, b is greater than a. If the b is greater than a, then it print b is a bigger number. Else, because after that elif at the end we have to write else. Okay, now print both value are same, both value are same. So when the user came, it will give the enter the first number 10, next it will give the enter the second number 10 also. Okay, so when the program run, it will check if num, that is a value, okay, a value it is entered at 10, 10 greater than b value 10, 10 greater than 10, no, so it will not comes to this part, it will not comes to this part, it will not come to this part. Okay, so it will comes to the else if, it will comes to the else if part. Okay, again it's at else if part will check b means, b means 10, 10 greater than 10, that is a value 10, 10 greater than 10, no, this statement is not true, it will not come to this statement 40. Okay, now last it come to the else part, it will print both value are same, so it will give the result both value are same, both value are same. Now coming to the conditional statement on program, okay, about the student grade. Okay, so student grade. Okay, so what is the program? That means write a program. Okay, that will print the student grade. Okay, collect the name. Okay, and input as student name and grade of the student based on the conditions. Okay, so what is the condition? Invalid. Invalid if the grade that is less than 0 or greater than 100. Okay, it will print invalid, it will print invalid when the percentage is less than 0 and the percentage is greater than 100, because percentage is below, because percentage always between 0 to 100, because percentage lies between 0 to 100. Okay, so if the percentage is greater than 90, if the percentage is 90 greater than 90, it print outstanding. If the percentage is greater than 80, it will print a plus. If the percentage is greater than 70, it will print a. If the percentage is greater than 60, it will print b. If the percentage is greater than 50, it will print c. If the percentage is greater than 80, it will print d. If the percentage is below than less than 40, it will print no grade. Okay, so how can you write this program? First you take the name. Okay, name equal to int input. Okay, I am not input, now enter the student name. Here I am not defining any integer data type. Okay, that int float I am not defining. If you take input directly and enter the student name, by default it will take the string. Okay, string means it will take the characters. Okay, so if here we have not defined int float. Okay, so directly I'm taking input, enter the student name, so it will treat it as a string. Okay, string means characters. Okay, now per, now percentage in per equal to float. Okay, that is float means float data type. Okay, float data type means float number, that decimal number point. Okay, I'm taking input, now I'm taking the enter your percentage, now enter your percentage. Okay, okay, now percentage, now the what the value is, it will put in percentage. Now it will check if per value means percentage whatever the input given by the user. If the per is less than 0, if the per is less than 0, or if the percentage is greater than 0, so what it will print, it will print what invalid percentage. Now I am giving a elif I am giving how much time, as many type you can give elif. Okay, at the last you have to give the else. At last you have to give the else. So elif first condition you have to give if per, that is percentage, greater than equal to 90. First condition given, then print grade is outstanding. Okay, is elif if the percentage is greater than 80, then it will print grade is a plus. If the percentage is greater than 70, it will print a. If elif if the percentage is greater than 60, it will print b. Elif if the percentage is greater than 50, it will print c. Elif if the percentage is, that is per, greater than 740, it will print t. Else it will print no grade. Else is not print means the last value. Last means that is 40. Less than 40, no grade. Okay, so it will comes to the, it will comes to the else part. It comes to the else part. Okay, else part will comes to the else part. Now given enter the student name. Now when the output run, it gives out, I am giving Vijay Kumar. Okay, now enter your what, enter your percentage. Now given 95, so your grade is outstanding. So first condition to check if the percentage that is less than 0. No, 95 is not less than 0. Now percentage greater than 100. 95 is not greater than 100, so it will not, it will not comes to here, it will not comes to this part. It will not come to this part. Again it will come to the elif. Elif percentage greater than equal to 90. Yes, yes, greater than equal to 90. Then it will print this statement. It will print this statement, print grade is outstanding. Then it will print grade is outstanding. So it will print the result grade is outstanding. Okay, for today I stop here. Okay, in the next lecture I will discuss about the while loop. In that while loop we'll discuss about the continue, pass. Okay, so for today I'm stop here. Okay, thank you.